Hi everyone, welcome back. This is Mr. O. Today we are going to go into the world of Adobe Flash CS4. Now, Adobe Flash is on your application screen. Once you load up applications, you'll see it under Adobe, so near the top of the list. It's placed right beside Photoshop, which is good because we're going to refer to Photoshop a lot because they're very similar. So once you load it up, you need to pick Action Script 3, so I'm just going to show you right now. You'll give the option of what type of flash file you like. Please select Action Script 3, gives you the most options. Alright, so you'll get a starting screen like this, and you'll say, wow, it's almost Photoshop. Yes, it does have a lot of similar tools. The toolbar is very, very similar. Whenever you click on something like text, it'll give you the options here in the properties bar. A lot of these options up top in this menu are very similar. The biggest difference with Flash and Photoshop is something called the timeline. Timeline on the bottom is simply a line that represents all the photos you are laying down to make your animation. So think of all these as pages. If we were to flip through all these pages, and if something was drawn correctly, it would animate. So we're going to start with page 1 today, and it has a white circle in it, which means there's nothing on the page, or we call it a blank keyframe. So let's fill it up. We're going to start today with the text tool. Going to drag a box. And once again, with the property bar, you can choose color, size, everything. So I can change it, let's say, to red. I can slide this, the text size here. I can slide it and change the size of my text. So type your name in. And then for something called this Motion Tween we're going to work with today, you need to have a solid box. Motion Tweens work with solid items, and something like a circle, if I click on the circle, you see a bunch of dots here. It means it's pixelated, or thousands and thousands of pieces or grains of sand, or think of it like that, like the Mummy movie where the mummies come out of sand and they transform. That's kind of what's happening with this, and a motion or classic tween cannot work with that. So let's get rid of that. It can work with this because it's a solid object. We can move solid objects with a classic tween. So we have one picture. Now it's a black dot, which means the keyframe has an item in it. And now we'll click on frame 20. And we'll go Insert, Timeline, and we want a keyframe. The keyframe will put the name back in the same spot. So on frame 1, name top left corner, frame 20 top left corner. Now if I press enter to watch this animation, whoa, did you guys get that? Wait, right, nothing happened. Okay, there's no motion, no animation happening or tween. So an animation is simply a difference between two pictures. So picture 1 is top left. We need to show a difference here in frame 20. So I get the arrow tool, or let's do free transform. I'm going to hold my name, drag it to the bottom right. And then think of this gray bar as a gray, cloudy day, and you're sad and bored, and animation should never be sad and boring. We want to change that. So let's change it to a tween or animation. So you're going to right click on that gray bar and do classic tween. All right, now we have a purple bar with a nice arrow, and I click enter. And my name moves. Not bad. Still not totally exciting, but we're getting there. So let's click on frame 20. We're going to insert timeline keyframe. Now it's going to keep the name in the bottom right because it just copies what was done on frame 20. But now we can add some of the changes. So with the free transform tool selected again, I'm going to flip it upside down and put it over here. Now gray. Don't forget to change this. Want to make it nice and happy with purple in the line and make it classic tween. So let's see what happens. Bounce and twist. Very good. Now we're upside down. Great. Fun. Frame 60. Insert. Timeline. Keyframe. Now there's other options with free transform. I can rotate. I can even flip it right over backwards. All right. So we can do a bunch of things. And you can even have it go off the screen a bit, or the stage. So remember, right click, classic tween, and now we have a 3-step or 4-step animation. So just to keep things in order, and for my future lessons, I'm just going to remember to label my layers. I'm going to call this classic for classic tween. Okay, and that's how you do a classic tween. So you can do many more steps. You can go up to 80, 100, 120, and keep that name moving around. If you want to, explore adding another layer. Just like in Photoshop, it will work independently. So you can add layer and add another object.